Hi guys, my name is Zin and this is Maybe Bonsai. Today I'm going to look at the Kingsville Boxwood, which is the dwarf variety of the boxwood. And I've got it ready right here. It's a really small tree, but if you really look at it, it's quite dense. And I'm going to prune this back a little bit, just so when next year comes there'll be more branching. And I think the boxwood is, I think a lot of people use it for hedge. Not this variety, obviously. This is a dwarf, so you can take pruning really well, or at least I hope it will. This is it's got a decent trunk in a tree form, so it's a good start, I think, to start a bonsai. So I'm going to prune this up, and hopefully next year, or maybe not next year, but the year after, I'm going to repot it into bonsai soil. So I do want this to grow a bit more, especially the trunk, over the next year. So we'll get started with the pruning first. All right, so I wanted to take this out of the pot, but I don't think this is rooted that well, especially I don't think there's roots all around the pot, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to come out, so I'm going to have to prune it while it's in the pot. I want this tree to be in a tree form eventually, and you know, with defined branches. And right now this thing is quite dense. I can barely see what's going on inside of the tree. So I think I'm going to start with this one down here, where there's like a branch pointing downwards, which I don't think I want. I want the canopy to be on top, and it'll be like a dome shape on the top. And this one is pointing down, so I'm going to take that right off. Just some of the simpler ones to do first. At least it can clear up some space so I can see better at least. So this is another branch pointing down. I don't want anything going down right now. Okay. So back here, there's another branch coming down. Trying to get at it, but okay, so that one's coming out, which is nice. There's a small branch coming up right there. So I'm going to make this shorter. There's a side branch, that's fine. So there's a side branch here, and then the one that's going up right there. Now, I really need something to prop this up so I can see better. There we go. I put a rock underneath, and works pretty well. So this one is kind of still going down. You know, I think I'm going to take this off. That leaves that going up. Down here, another one going down. So here, this is another small branch. I initially thought this scissors was kind of small, but when the tree is small, the scissors seems much bigger. I didn't really notice how thick or how dense the foliage are, but now that I look at it, it's actually really dense. I initially thought this was going to take not that long, but I'm thinking it might take a while because of the foliage is really tight. It's hard to get in there. So this branch comes up, divides into 3 at the top, and then they divide even more. So I think what I'm going to do is take out the one on my left. Okay, so there's still a small one there, which is okay for now. I'm going to try to clean up the bottom here. This one's good down branch. I don't want that. Another down branch. Just going to clean up this leaf there. It's almost easier if I just pinch it off. So I think my front would be maybe this view, or this view once I clean it up, but let's just keep going with the pruning for now. So this one, I'll just take it back. There's a side branch here which I will take off. There it goes. I kind of want defined foliage pads, and because the leaves are really tight and dense, it's hard to get that definition. So down here, I'm going to take this off and leaving the bush there. This branch here is kind of going into the tree. So I'm going to try to get that off. That can come down. And small branch inside. This is a downward facing branch from before that I did not take all the way down. So I'm trying to get at it. Okay. So there's some long branches here. I do like the direction of these things that are going, that the trunk goes up, main branch, both side shoots, and becomes this this pad here. So I like the horizontal direction of the general tree that's going this way. So I'm going to take this branch that's going up. I'm going to take that back. And I'll take these back a bit as well. Boy, it's so tight, it's hard to prune without damaging some of the leaves, but I think boxwood they backbud really easily. So I don't think it's a big deal. I should just probably cut it like I'm pruning a hedge. I'll take these off And this one is going up. I don't want that at the moment. And for these, I'm just gonna take them back just by a little bit. This again is one main branch, and then there's like two coming off the sides. I'm going to remove the middle one, or at least try to remove the middle one. There it goes. So I'm left with the two sides. So here I'm gonna try to clean up this. More down pointing branches. Going to remove all that. Okay, so this one here. Yeah. It's actually a continuation of the main branch, but I don't know, I guess time has made it droop down. But there is one that's kind of going up, and I think that's a good direction, so I'm going to get rid of the one that's going down. Take care of that later on. Oh, there seem to be a lot of downward branches here. So I'm trying to clean this up. And I'm just going to take this back just a little bit. I'm going to take this back as well. This side shoot here, I'm just gonna take it all off. I don't see myself using this branch here. It's kind of going underneath everything, and I don't think it's that useful, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So this top one that's going up, where is it coming from? It's coming from the main trunk. So that'll probably be my front, somewhere around there. This thing's kind of coming towards us, but it's okay for now. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about the front at this moment. When I repot it a year from now, or probably more, a year and a half from now, then I think it's the time to worry about it. So for now, I'll take this back a little bit. This one is kind of going too straight up. So I wanted to keep the more of a flat dome canopy, which means that this kind of thing is not what I'm looking for. So what I'll do is I'll take it back to here. Okay, taking out the top. There is a small side branch coming from the middle of the tree, which I don't think I need. I actually wanted some space, so I'll get rid of that. I will shorten this one. Shorten these a bit, just taking the tips off. This is also going a bit too high right now. Now, as far as I know, these are pretty hardy plants, but I will keep this in the garage so that it's protected. So I'm pruning now, and you know, whatever grows for the rest of the fall, and then it'll be in the garage. So it'll be protected, which means it's not gonna be, you know, no wind and not that cold really. So the new growth will be fine. Here's a bit dense. I'm going to try to clean this up a bit, just to show a bit of more branching. I'm just removing some of the small branch from the interior here, just to make more room. Because right now I can't really work with this that well. I'm gonna take this back. This one fills the space, although it's coming into the tree, but it does fill the space quite well. So I'm just going to make it a bit shorter. And then this one is kind of pointing down. I'm going to get rid of that. There's a branch here, which is this thing here. That is right in the middle of the tree. If I remove it, this is a whole branch here. It's kind of empty in the middle. So I think I'll leave it, but I will reduce it a bit because there's a lot going on here. I'll get rid of the straight one that's going towards the other branch. I'm going to remove this side branch. I'm trying to decide if I should take the top off and go with the side growth, or take the bottom off and go with the top growth, or maybe just leave it. I think eventually I'm going to take the bottom because it's more horizontal, and then it'll have branches going up, which will eventually make a nice pad. So I think for now, I will just take this back a bit, get rid of the top growth there, and leaving the rest. Well, unfortunately, that's all the pruning for today. The camera crapped out. I think it was a battery issue. So I'll take you for a round of updates for now. So first up is the comb style ficus benjamina, variegated. You can see the leaves. This one's kind of getting yellow. I have noticed a couple of leaf drops in the past few days, and I think that's because of the weather. It has been quite cold in the evenings, about 12 to 13 degrees. So I think some of that made the leaf drop, especially with the pruning of the tree, the repot. And that's fine, I think. This week it's supposed to be, in the mid-teens at night, which I think is fine. So I'll leave that outside and let it go. This is the other ficus that I pruned about a month maybe before, and the new growth are coming out, so that's fine. This one also pruned before. Everything is shooting out. This one's in the bigger pot, so it's quite vigorous. Probably the most vigorous ficus out of all of them, I would say. And so let's look at the silk tree, which now has pushing out leaves. And look at this branch. This branch grew a centimeter over the entire year, and now that I pruned the top off and harpoon everywhere else, it has grown a lot. The new shoots are coming out, and the leaves are actually there instead of just trying to push out. So that definitely does work. If you take off the top and the branches, it'll give more vigor to the other branch, near the bottom or wherever that you're trying to grow. So that's really pleasing. The top is developing quite well. We're getting branches everywhere. I wanted this to go, but this is it's there, but it's not going yet. I think we might have to wait for next year for that to actually develop into a branch. All these new shoots, we're in September, so I think pretty soon, maybe a few weeks, the weather will get cold and everything will drop. But again, that's fine. I'm going to put this in the garage, so it'll be protected, and whatever shoots the actual branch that gets hardened off, it'll be it should survive the winter. But again, we'll see what happens next year. So that's growing well. My hibiscus is still flowering. I haven't touched this all year, and I wanted to prune this back, and I'm just not sure where to prune it yet. I want to get rid of this sucker, and maybe and I might have to kind of take this out of the pot to do it, because it's kind of coming from the bottom. So yeah, this thing is getting quite big, and I really don't like this straight section here. I like this branch here, but this is so straight. There is a leaf note there, but if I cut it off, right there, it's kind of a risky move. If nothing comes out of that, then this whole thing is done for. But maybe that's the best for the tree. I don't know. But yeah, like if I took that off, pretty much the entire tree goes. So yeah, we'll have to decide whenever I worked on that. And the jade here, I took off the top as Nigel suggested. I think eventually I'm gonna have to fix this bulge here, just like I don't know what's going on here, so I'm gonna have to make that more flat. This top I actually gave it to my mom, which they're leaving tomorrow. She really liked the jade, so I was like, I'll cut the top off because I wanted to get the taper here anyway. So that's that. I think that's all the updates that I have for now. Everything else is going well. We're reaching, kind of getting cold now, so I think the leaves colors are going to start turning. And as a matter of fact, some of the maples here you can see the leaves is already turning kind of reddish. So soon enough, you know, all the maples are going to turn red, and you know, everything will kind of start dropping leaves, and we're back to the winter. I have to take all my tropicals indoors, and this reminds me of last year when I you know, when I started doing bonsai. It was around, actually I started in August, started to collect stuff and start to buy stuff, and yeah, you know, last year's goal was to make sure everything survives, and everything did. So this year's goal, again, survival is number one, and I guess I have more experience now than last year. Overwinter is not a problem in the garage, I know that now. Watering every couple of weeks, you know, it's quite easy actually. So if you have a garage, it's actually a really good idea to overwinter in the garage. Most of the deciduous don't need the sun. I've heard that, you know, conifers needs a little bit of sun, and you know, any indirect sunlight is fine. And my garage is a south-facing garage, so it stays warm, you know, quite warm, above zero most of the time over the whole winter. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.